men do not like us. They hate us. They want us to be turned into slaves.
I think being called a dumb bitch because I asked if I could sleep an extra hour on a Sunday morning.
Unhealed men always expect the most from you. He wants you to cook and clean and serve him and wash his clothes and baby him. He wants you to do everything under the sun.
They want you to be their servant and they want to abuse you while you serve them. Think about how crazy that is.
Your man should never be trying to humble you.
Our focus, the tenacity, the details of who we are goes into them.
Why do men think they're doing us such an enormous favor?
Unhealed men always expect the most from you. He wants you to cook and clean and serve him and wash his clothes and baby him. He wants you to do everything under the sun, yet he gives you the bare minimum. You ever just notice, let me tell you something. One of the toxic traits of unhealed men who are bitter is they're going to always make you feel like you're never doing enough. Then they will double down on the audacity and tell you, I didn't ask for that. That's your fault. I didn't tell you to do that. But then the moment you try to shift, the moment you try to put your foot down, they got something to say. But why you mad? Because I thought you didn't ask for that. I thought I was stupid for doing all of that. Ain't nobody told you to do that, so then don't get mad when I don't do it anymore. You ever notice how they cheat and everything's supposed to be okay? But if you even sneeze in the wrong direction of another man, he ready to knock your head off. One thing you're going to realize about unhealed men, their toxic trait is it'll never be even. It'll never be equal. He will accuse you of doing stuff, making it seem like you're not enough, when the whole time the only reason why the relationship is lasting this long is because of you. You got to be the provider, the caregiver, the therapist, the psychiatrist. You got to be the nurse. You got to be the chef. You got to be the nanny. You got to play every single role while he gives you absolutely nothing in return. He leave you hanging with the kids. He leave you hanging with the bills. And if he do help with the bills, you better believe he using that money against you. One of the toxic traits that you're going to notice about an unhealed man is he will always require more of you while he give less. But see, over here, when we heal, y'all know, I don't tell you to stay in relationships, leave relationships, go back, because I don't know the details. But over here, when we heal, we begin to get the wisdom. And when you get wisdom, you start to peep game and you start to pay attention on how the man around you is treating you and treating the children and how he handles the family and how he respects you and how he honors you or lack thereof. And once you pay attention, you don't have to be so stressed out about the decision that you need to make. The decision and the answer will be right.
Seconds. Hold on. If a man made a list this long about what women do wrong, be called bitter instantly. Somehow men's flaws become a gender problem, while women's flaws stay individual cases. A lot of men feel used too, but their side rarely makes the speech.
They want to abuse you while you serve them. Think about how crazy that is. It's like, okay, I want you to do everything that I say when I say it, jump as high as I say, don't stop jumping until I tell you to stop. But on top of all of this that I'm demanding and requiring of you, I'm going to treat you like utter crap. And then on top of it, even more so, I'm going to make it seem like everything that I give you is so much and you are so lucky and you should thank the lucky stars that I've decided to actually want to be with somebody like you. Think about the logic, like how twisted and how crazy messed up is that? And the crazy part is, if you were like working towards something, like maybe one day the person would just wake up and start seeing you, but that's not the possibility. They treat you like crap, and there's no ever a possibility that they're actually going to change and hold themselves accountable and actually be two people in a relationship, two people's wants, two people's needs. With a narcissist, it's just one person's needs, and that is
Hold on. If men supposedly get unlimited service while giving nothing back, why do so many men feel unappreciated in relationships too? That's wild. Every toxic relationship gets turned into a male problem instead of a toxic person problem. Lady, are you okay?
Because I asked if I could sleep an extra hour on a Sunday morning. I think that's what did it for me. I think that's what like flipped the switch, and I realized I am going to be getting out very, very soon. And that happened twice, 2 Sundays in a row. And that's why we're not in that situation anymore. So we're not going to dive too far into all of the shit that was that 13-year relationship. However, I figured that I would share what actually like flipped the switch for me and made me realize that, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. So I think that was initially, there was 2 Sundays. I remember waking up, and it wasn't even super early. It was like 8:30 in the morning. Kids woke up. I literally just looked over and I was like, hey, kind of like did a nice rub in the leg, trying to be, hey, good morning. Is there any way I can maybe sleep in a little bit, just have a little bit of like an hour to just kind of relax, sleep in a little. Immediate huffing and puffing, getting up out of bed with an attitude, stomping up the stairs, calling me an entitled, dumb, and then going on a 45-minute tangent about how just of an awful human being that I was. So that happened twice. That was fun. And then back in November, another switch that flipped for me was when Wicked came out. And a friend of mine asked if I wanted to go see Wicked with her. And of course, I was like, yes, I would love to. Knowing full and well what this would entail, because my literally one and only friend, he was never fond of. I was not allowed to hang out with her. It was a fight every single time that I did or even mentioned her name. That's a whole different thing. Anyways, I said, screw it. And I said, when you get home from work, I'm going to watch this movie. And, yeah, he was not happy about it. He got home and, it was not a good night. He interrogated my friend for a little while in my driveway, and,
His sounds like a bad relationship story, not a male nature story. That's wild. When one woman behaves badly, women don't get blamed as a group, but one bad man suddenly represents all men. Woman, you deserve some special treatment. I mean from the doctor.
What more documentation do you need that men do not like us? They hate us. They want us to be turned into slaves, permanent slaves, locked down indentured servants that are barefoot and pregnant and that can cook and put up with their dirty drawers that have moose tracks in them because they don't know how to wipe. I don't know about you. If they outlaw divorce, every woman should never get married. You should not even touch it. And honestly, God, you shouldn't even look at a man, because even just being in a relationship and trying to date these dudes is literally terrifying. You're risking your life dealing with men, periodly. When you go on a date, you literally have to perform a mini CIA investigation on this person to make sure they're telling the truth, because these men lie so much. And this is the thing, though. Men will put on a representative and pretend like they're the nice guy and stuff, but when you get them behind closed doors, they turn into a Pookie and Ray Ray real quick. All these men is nothing but hard peen and cheap liquor and problems. There's nothing that they're going to give you. And at the end of the day, women, you're going to have to fight for yourself, because nobody's going to fight for you. Do not willy-nilly get into some marriage with somebody. I've had bosses tell me that when she got married to another man who was previously divorced and had like 50-50 custody with his child, she told me that her family now is landlocked into the state of Tennessee, pretty much in the Middle Tennessee area, because when you get a divorce, especially if children, they try to lock you down in that state. Even if he quadruples his income, and it would be better for the child in general overall to like go take advantage of an opportunity in another state, he can't go and do that without risking losing the custody that he has with his child because the mom's located in Tennessee. I don't know about you. That does not sound like the life that I want to live. I don't want to be tied down to anybody that I do not wish to be around anymore. And this is the other thing too. Getting divorced is not like what it used to be back in the day. My grandmother spent years trying to get divorced from a narcissist. It took years to get a divorce. And the other thing is this: divorce is extremely expensive. The average divorce is about $7,000 to $10,000. But the thing is this: that number can quadruple by 10 times if you have one party that wants to be crazy. And see, the thing is this: the government will let them do it because the government profits off of the dysfunction. Same thing does the lawyers. The more you guys want to fight, the more money the lawyers make. This whole system is set up to benefit off of your pain and your suffering. I mean, you could, like, low-key, if your spouse is really that terrible, that you could be in arrearages for like divorce debt for like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I don't know about you, I'm not trying to do all of that. That is a waste of money, time, and energy to fight somebody because you don't want to be with them anymore. It's crazy. And all these women becoming unalived by their spouses and stuff when they try to leave them and stuff, it's just too dangerous. So I don't know about you, but I'm taking a break off of dating. I ain't concerned about no marriage because men do not want to be partners. They want to enslave me, and I'm not doing no slave type of relationship.
You're calling half the population liars, bullies, and abusers, then wondering why dating feels impossible. If a man described women this way, nobody would call it awareness, music. They call it hatred. I guess you're just lonely, and nobody can approach you. Mozzarella.
Morellas too. with sauce. What happened this morning?
I forgot to take out the trash.
Why?
I was tired.
Tater tot. Mozzarella stick. With sauce. I'm parched. Milkshake. Glizzy. Hurry now. Napping.
Real women things. This should act as an example to all ladies out there who want to be babysit. Yet they are even a 3 on 10 damn.
Emotional labor, they will use you for your attention, they will use your time. Never let anybody scam you out of your time or your attention. Do you know that advertisement is a billion-dollar industry because attention is valuable? There is a direct correlation between what you see in your life and what you pay attention to, what you give your cognitive energy to. Some of y'all aren't actually physically tired, you're mentally and emotionally exhausted because you are letting men suck you dry vampirically of your energy because you have not realized that they're scamming you out of that too. They never invest any emotional, mental, psychological wellness into you, but they're just zapping you dry, using you as an energy source because you have not set boundaries around your access. Now, if you get energy out of like wasting their time, that's valid. I've been there. Most of y'all aren't doing that. You're just giving your attention away from.
A lot of men are carrying emotional weight to just without the vocabulary for. Men get drained emotional to, but nobody calls them victims of energy vampires. When it happens, you're wasting our time. OD, we continue.
I saw my mom spend years being the perfect wife to my father. And that man took her kindness for weakness. That man took her for granted for years. And when she had enough, when she put her foot down and she decided to get separated from him, that's when he wanted to act right. That's when he started to beg and plead and make all sorts of promises. And mind you, that tactic worked before my mom because my father was a notorious cheater. So there were times when he tried to make her believe that he was going to change, but he never did. And my mom wasted some of the best years of her life being the long-suffering wife because that's what the church and society conditioned her to be. She stood by my father despite his wandering eyes and disrespectful behavior. And what was so insidious was my father tried to gaslight my mother into believing that she was the person that needed to improve. She needed to be more tolerant, more forgiving, more patient, more understanding. My father made my mom believe that she was the problem. He never took accountability for his behavior and he showed no remorse. So when my mom decided to get separated, he tried to act like he would change, but that was a facade because he didn't mean it. Because deep down, my father knew he was never going to change. As a matter of fact, he didn't believe he was doing anything wrong. You see, back in those days, it was quite common for men to have second families. It was quite common for them to be womanizers. As a matter of fact, it wasn't just common, it was encouraged. There was a culture of rewarding men for having multiple women. They were crowned as galleys. They were made to feel like they were the dons in society. Having multiple women and multiple children was a flex. So when my mom decided to choose peace, that was rare because most women were actually ridiculed, scorned, and ostracized for breaking up their families. You see, those men were never held accountable. Instead, the women were the ones who were made to feel like if they failed. And unfortunately, in today's society, you still see that type of mentality circulating in some communities. Some women are trapped in marriages because they're trying to keep up appearances, because they're afraid of ruffling feathers in the church, in their family, and in their community. And as a result, these women have given the best years of their lives to men.
As a whole, we're rewarded for this. If we generalize entire genders from personal history, we stop understanding patterns and start building narratives. What's the name of your father even? H, 'cause it's like you're the father himself, this can't be real.
Why do men think they're doing us such an enormous favor when they are providing us a roof over our head, to use their language? I've been a stay-at-home mom for almost 16 years, but I've also had part-time jobs throughout most of it. Like when would get home, but I did all the house, played with the kids, not just come home and go to computer and play World or Warcraft while kid was on iPad. I actually took them out and played with them. So anyways, I would say it was free labor doing all this, but they say they paid all the bills, and essentially you were getting paid by having the roof over your head paid for and food because they went to work. Men love to treat women like greedy little homeless beggars that without them would not be able to survive. And at the same time, they of course need to devalue the labor, thus the work that she is doing inside of the home. And at the same time, they show how very lowbrow they are, because people who actually do have live-in, whether it's a nanny, it's a cook, a butler, maids, they get room and board, and they also get a wage, and they also get days off. Stay-at-home mom.
A stay-at-home parent absolutely works hard, but acting like only one side sacrificed is the problem. The bills didn't pay themselves, and the house didn't run itself. You want recognition for unpaid labor at home, which is fair, but the moment a man asks for recognition for years of financial pressure, he's told that's just his job, so made stay home, do your work on a monthly no salary payment. H, your man should never be trying to.
Man should never be trying to humble you. Your partner should be the one person you can count on to hype you up like no other. There are going to be so many people in your life trying to bring you down, trying to break you down, and your partner should be the one that you could go to that's like, you gold. Men are raised in this society to believe that bullying and negging someone, especially a woman, will get them to do what you want. Men are raised to be master manipulators, and either they fall into that head first or they stray away from it. But too often do I hear women being like, my boyfriend said this mean thing to me. Should I be upset about it? Your boyfriend should never be mean to you. Hear me when I say this. I am your 32-year-old big sister. Even if you're older than me, I'm your big sister telling you, do not put up with that. The reason that I'm making this video is because I watched a TikTok of this girl being like, should I be mad at my boyfriend for saying that I'm not a 10? And they were in this whole conversation where they were rating each other, and she said that he was a 9 or like a 9.5 or something like that. And then when I asked him about me, he said that I was like a 6 or something like that. And then I got mad at him. He was like, what? You're a 6. And the whole time I'm listening to the story, I'm like, break up with him, bitch. Oh my God. Why would you ever want to be with someone that doesn't say that you're a 10? Whether you think you are or not, your partner should think you are. Hey, baby.
Yes.
Who is the most beautiful woman in the world?
You are the most beautiful woman in the world.
If you had to rate me 1 through 10, what would you rate me?
I'm not gonna rate you. You're above a simple binary. You know? You transcend the scales.
Is that a fat joke? Just kidding.
Oh my God!
And that's why I'm marrying him. If there is one thing that I want to leave this world having done, it is teaching women to up their standards to the fucking sky. Life is precious and it is short, and we only got one of it. And there is no room for settling.
One rude boyfriend suddenly becomes proof that men are raised to be master manipulators. If a man generalized women that way from one bad experience, he'd get roasted instantly. This granny ma is real scam, oh my God damn it.
And personal neglect that can happen with a woman that is married or dating or entertaining a man that is not masculine, that is not taking care of her, is far beyond what you even know. When a woman's energy, her nurturing abilities, is not in the direction of what God has called her to, right? Nurturing her children, her household, but then further than that, her assignments and who she is as a light, as a feminine daughter of God. The way that all of that has to go into the man that woman is with, it's so neglectful of what God has placed on the inside of her. This is why I shout from the mountaintop for single women to do the best they can to be anchored in themselves before they ever entertain a man. And then when you are dating a man, I don't care how long you gotta wait. Please do not marry a man you gotta lead. Please do not marry a man you gotta train. Please do not marry a man that you have to raise up into his potential and please don't do it. Because you will waste so much of your body, your energy, your mind on being a mother to him than to motivating yourself, encouraging yourself, nurturing yourself to do what God has called you to do. When you get married, woman of God, you are supposed to step into a relationship that cultivates you, not the other way around. So when I see so many women that are with men that are like their little brothers, I also know she cannot fulfill her assignment that God has given her. Why? Because when you are intimate and you are interlocking with a man, it don't matter how much you try to think that you're not connected. When you do that, you are now invested. And the way that women invest compared to how a man invests, we give our lives, our attention, our focus, the tenacity, the details of who we are goes into them. And if what is going into them is not coming back into us, that energy is wasted. This is why I talk about how destructive it is when y'all are laying around with men that are energetically beneath y'all, emotionally beneath y'all, spiritually beneath y'all, because it's going to rob you of your life.
Good point about not wanting to raise a partner that leads to imbalance fast, but turning it into spiritual hierarchy makes it sound extreme and one-sided. It's like you're also wasting our time, your 10 kids are waiting back home, you're dismissed.
Always want you to baby him and make his life easier while he treats you like trash. A lot of times we don't even recognize we in relationships with grown boys. You have taken on the duty to re-raise a grown man. He wants you to cater to him, be sensitive to him, to understand him. You know, his dad wasn't there. He wants you to understand that. He got a lot of trauma. He wants you to understand that. He's never been a dad before. Mind you, you on your third kid. He wants you to understand that. He wants you to understand, you know, men just go through so much, but he never tries to understand you. He never tries to speak to you. He never tries to put himself in your shoes. As a matter of fact, he think you got the easiest job in the world because you a stay-at-home mom. But what about the women that's a stay-at-home mom but still has to raise you as a grown man? What about the women that go to work and still have to do the most as a mother? See, an unhealed man gonna always want you to cater to him and be mindful of him and watch how you talk to him, and don't go hang out with these people because it make me look bad. Why you got that on? I don't like the way you dress. I don't like the way you talk. Why you dealing with these coworkers? Everything about an unhealed man always wants you to conform and transform for them while they have nothing to offer you. They're not a leader of the household. They're not good, consistent fathers. They don't know how to be transparent. They're too much of a coward to be considerate. They don't listen, nor do they speak. They don't guide. But I need a woman that's going to submit to me. Submit to what? I need a woman that's going to let me lead. Lead me to where? Hell? Because from the looks of it, you can't even lead your own life. But over here on the healing side, we recognize that they like to shape and to mold you for who they want you to be. They try to steal your identity. They try to steal your voice, all in the name of, I'm your man. No, you're not. You're a boy. But over here as women.
Good point about not wanting to raise a partner that leads to imbalance fast, but turning it into spiritual hierarchy makes it sound extreme and one-sided. It's like you're also wasting our time, your 10 kids are waiting back home, you're dismissed.